Luckily, the campsite, it was not raining at the campsite. It was raining in Santa Fe, was not raining all the way back by the campsite, so we were okay. We had time. We were able to set everything up. So, okay, so we're at the campground, and you can actually see, let me make sure I'm getting the right one in frame. That mountain over there, I'm gonna be on top of it, bright and early tomorrow morning. It's a big mountain. And then over here, that's my dad. And this is our tent, which I am dubbing the barn. This thing is huge. It's an immense tent. But look at the view from the front door. Oh, this is gonna be good, guys. This is gonna be good. Yeah, so the barn, let me tell you, that tent was huge. And it gave us a fantastic view of the mountain, where literally day or night we could see it there in the distance. It was gorgeous. So this is what the barn looked like on the inside. So as you can tell, we got plenty of room. There's actually some room dividers. My dad was in the far end of the tent. I was in the close end. We had our cots, which were actually pretty comfy. We were able to get that all set up. It's pretty nice. So, this is the view directly out. It just sitting in the vestibule of our tent. That's the view we had. So that tells you one thing. It was absolutely gorgeous. So we decided to go ahead and walk out and see if we could get a better view of the lake. So, decided to walk out a bit and look at the lake.
There's a trail switches back and forth all the way down to there.
Trying to figure out how to get down to the lake from here. Probably not gonna do it today, but we'll probably hit up the lake tomorrow. Pretty excited about it. Look at that view though. Oh man. So yeah, and little snippet outside of chronological order is we did actually try and go just straight out of our tent down to the lake, and we found out that it was a cliff. There's no way to get to the lake from where we are. It is much farther away than it looks in that picture, in that footage and everything. So, but we did go to the lake the next day, but I'll get back to that later. But anyway, so it actually came in, started raining pretty hard. It was fairly chilly. Both my dad and I just slept like rocks and got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go climb to go climb a mountain. So I'll let past Hannah take over, telling you how that went. All right, so we have everything packed. We're ready to go. We're headed to the trailhead right now, and then we're gonna climb the mountain. Should be fun. It is gorgeous out here. I wish my camera could capture what it looks like out here right now, because it's amazing. Gorgeousness. What he said. And I apologize for how bad the lighting was in that one, but it was, like I said, it was 5 o'clock in the morning in the middle of nowhere in a campsite. So basically the only light in that was my headlamp that I had pointed up so it wouldn't be shining directly at the camera. But, you know, we had to go where we had to do what we had to do. So we drove through. We had to go down and drive through all kinds of crazy back roads and stuff just to get to the trailhead. Finally got to the trailhead. Then we have to actually follow a mountain road, which if we had an ATV, we probably could have taken the mountain road a bit further and actually gotten up to the actual mountain. But instead we had to park way down at the bottom and had to actually take the mountain road up to actually get to the base of the mountain. And this is what that looked like. So we're at a crossroads here, and somewhere up there is a mountain. And we're gonna climb it. Can't see it because it's really misty. We're gonna climb it. So yeah, pretty much the whole climb up was that misty where we couldn't tell anything. Like outside of maybe, you know, the tree line ahead of us, we really couldn't see hardly anything. But you've got kind of, this is what it looked like. Basically the whole mountain road up was just trees, mist, nothing. That's it. That's all we could see. But we had to keep on going. The mist is clearing off. Still can't see the mountain, but it's there. And we're coming for it. We gotta go up this path
and then keep going up, and eventually we reach a mountain.
So, I mean, the mist would start to clear a bit, but we still could not see the actual mountain. I mean, obviously we could see there was some incline to the road, incline to the trail, so we could tell we were going up, but we couldn't actually see what we were going up. And that's when we get to the actual mountain, then we really start to feel that we're going up.
You see that? Right there? That's the top of this hill. But it's not even the top, because then it curves, and it just keeps going. Fuck.
Yeah, my dad and I called that the Hill of Hell. There's a reason for that. Because it was. And that's the thing. It just kept going.
That is where we were. That is where we are going. Well, it'll be more fun going down.
Sad to say, I was very wrong about that. It was actually worse going down. It hurt. Usually going down doesn't hurt because you're going down. But that hurt because that's a lot of shock on your joints. So, as we kind of finally crested the Hill of Hell, we've got, what starts to look like a bit of a clearing coming up, really does start to clear out, and finally we reach what my dad calls and what is known on the mountain as the Lower Meadow. Which, the Lower Meadow was really gorgeous, but as you can tell, it's still very misty. We still can't see shit. So, really nothing we could do but keep going. Luckily, my dad had climbed this mountain before, so he knew where we were going. Until finally, the mist, and what we later learned was actually clouds, started to really clear.
You see that beautiful piece of rock, beautifully illuminated by the sun behind the mist? That's the top of the mountain. We're gonna get there. Oh yeah.
That was probably the coolest thing I have ever seen. Is just walking on a trail, you look up, and here's this. You just see a freaking mountaintop where it looks like you could almost touch it, but you can't. It's just, oh man, it's amazing. So then we keep on going up and up and up, and we reach the upper meadow. And as we reach the upper meadow, I decided to go ahead and take a look on backwards and take a look at this picture. I mean, it looks pretty, right? Flowers, trees, stuff. Okay, but focus on the background of this picture, and that will tell you exactly how high up we are. We were so high up. But you don't really tell until you really kind of look to the background. Oh my gosh. So as we continued going up, I kept looking at the summit block, and just, at one point, I couldn't help it. I just couldn't.
Look at that. Look at it. It's so majestic.
I was raised a Disney kid. Don't judge me. So this is when we realized that the mist we had been fighting against all day was not mist. It was clouds. We are thoroughly above all of the clouds in these pictures. Look at it. So many clouds. So many. Below us. It was awesome.
I'm looking at one of the most majestic things I've ever seen. You guys will get to see a picture of it. And up there, behind me, I don't know how to angle the camera, that's the top of the mountain. We're real close. There's nothing like being this far out. Just yourself. Well, and your dad. But you hear that?
It's quiet.
Nothing. Pure quiet.
You can't climb a mountain without getting a little sappy. But it really is, like, just the pure silence up on a mountain is... Can't even explain it. You really can't. But this is the view that I was talking about in that picture. It's literally breathtaking. Like, you... And a picture doesn't do it justice. Being there. So, we continued up. We're so close, you could taste it. You could feel it. And we finally reached the summit block. So Petanol is a little different as far as mountains goes. It doesn't just go up to a peak. is it actually goes up and up and up and up until you reach the summit block, which is literally just a butte, a kind of just a block plateau that's on top of the mountain that's slightly slanted. So we finally reach this actual summit block, and then we actually have to traverse and go up the summit block, up switchbacks to go up the summit block, to then get to the very top of the mountain. But we finally reached it. My dad told me what it was, and I had to hug it. I'm not ashamed. It felt good. So we finally reached where there was a portion where we finally reach an area and you actually have to physically climb. It's not just hiking anymore. You have to physically actually climb to get on top of the summit block to get where you need to go. So
here we are. Look at that. Sitting here looking out over that.
You get a picture of the crux.
That's such a different experience. So we're about to go up this wall right here, and once we get up that, we'll be on the top of the mountain.
Not quite.
Well, whatever, we'll be real close. So, see you guys at the top.
And that was the one part of the climb I was a little worried about because I don't have depth perception. So I was a little worried, but at the same time, my dad said that, it wasn't that bad. It looked a lot worse. So every mountain in America, every high point, has what is known as a benchmark, where people have, surveyors have gone out and, measured the mountains and seen how tall they are, and they put a benchmark at the high point. Basically, so later on, people who climb the mountain can know, this is the high point. I am officially on top of the mountain, right here. And it's kind of a thing with mountain climbers, is you have to, take a picture of the benchmark. So, this is proof. I have been on top of Pedernal. Those are my feet, my legs, and the benchmark is that little metal circle right there. So, proof! I was on top of a mountain. And then looking around, I couldn't help but take a video to show what it was really like up there.
So, if you've ever wondered what it looks like
Above the clouds.
from above the clouds on top of a mountain,